Ever wonder what some of those old sports souvenirs that you've been hoarding could be worth? Today, your chance to find out. Earlier, I talked to David Hunt. He is auctioning football memorabilia this weekend in Tampa.
You can have something as simple as a program. I mean, a piece like this is a Super Bowl program from one of the early games. You know, can range anywhere from $100 to $300, but it's something that's more affordable for collectors, but it's obviously something that anybody could have acquired.
What about that jersey over your shoulder? I imagine that's a coveted piece and going for quite a lot of money.
Well, that's it. When you go to a higher level item, this is a piece that's worth about $10,000 to $15,000, worn by Gale Sayers. This is one of the pieces in the auction this weekend. And that's again, the value of these pieces is really in the eye of the beholder that purchases them and why they mean a lot to them.
I can see somebody having a program at home, maybe a jersey, but what are some of the more unique trinkets that someone may have stashed away that they maybe even have forgotten about?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, some of the more valuable pieces are things you would never expect or never even visually understand are worth a lot of money. If you look at this, it looks like a movie prop from a Halloween mask or something, but this is actually called an executioner-style helmet from the 1920s, and you can see why. And this is the type of thing that somebody might have in their attic from their grandfather that played football, wouldn't even know what it's worth. This is a piece that's worth anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000, being an extremely rare style of helmet from that period.
You're going back to before they had real protective gear for the football players. All right, so how do you know what to do? Say you have that terrific piece from the 1920s or that jersey. What's the next step if you do want to part ways with it and see if you can get some cash for it?
Well, that's the thing. I think that's what we're here for, and people like us. You want to identify what you have first, because you can't decide what you want to do with it until you know what it's worth. So once you've established what it's worth, then you have to decide, really, does it mean a lot to you sentimentally? Is it something that might be worth more down the road as an investment? Or is it something that's very cyclical and you want to sell now? Because sometimes that's the way to go, because many of these things, although they can be valuable for a period of time, the value might not always stand, and much like investments today. And right now, it's been a great market for over the last 15, 20 years for us.
Okay, what about right now with the economy the way it is? Is there really a great market for items like these? These aren't necessities.
You know, I have to admit, sometimes it even surprises us. But I think the one common thread that sports brings to this is sports really transcends just about anything. Right or wrong, if you look back into economic times, hardships, war, peace, it still ends up carrying through in sports, just like the game that'll be played this weekend. So I think the thing about that is that's why we've seen our values hold, and so far they've actually held quite well, and we're still selling things in many of the best items at record prices.
Of course, the Super Bowl is tomorrow, 6:30 kickoff.